Hey y'all, it's Anna V, and you, my friend, are listening to the All American Wing Shooting Podcast. I am a hunter, conservationist, mom of 2 girls I have raised in the outdoors, and a proud owner of a truck full of dogs. My passion is guiding you to confidence, sharing in tradition, and celebrating the true meaning of success in the field. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of All American Wing Shooting Podcast. I could not be more excited than to have this guest on. Miss Denise Welker from SCI, Mr. Brian's wife, mother of 5, and my first female mentor. And she's not even a wing shooter, but I love her. She brings so much to my life, and I cannot wait to share her with the world. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm so good. How's Texas?
Hot and humid, just like it's supposed to be.
We don't have it that bad here in Georgia yet, but I can feel it coming.
It's my favorite time of year, summer.
Well, you're rarely ever home.
Well, that's a terrible problem for me to have. It's because we just enjoy traveling so much and seeing the world that we're trying to get as much done as we can.
Well, you do a really good job of that. And I just want to share your newfound passion project that you have that you brought me into that has given back so much to me. I talk about it almost every single podcast, but I wanted to have you on just to give the whole backstory and a big future view of where you want this organization to go and how people can get involved.
How I got started is the fact that I was a mom that raised a bunch of kids and had to learn to hunt. That was my beginning. My first little hunting stories. My hunter's heart is the mother of these little boys and daughter I had. Then as Brian and I started traveling the world, I thought no one remembers how we started or why we started, or that moms do a ton of jobs in hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. There's so many jobs we take on. So then I thought through the years, what other jobs have I had as a hunter's wife or mom or hunter myself? And that kind of led me to telling Brian, we need to start celebrating women. He took it to Laird. Laird said, well, what do you think you want to talk about, Denise? And I said, I just want to embrace the women hunters in the lifestyle, not just the shooters. It's kind of how we got started. I had that opportunity and it's grown.
So, Miss Denise and her husband, Brian, are extremely involved in SCI. We can go through a whole session about what you guys do and the importance of SCI, all those things. But because of your platform there, you were able to talk to Laird Haberlin, our CEO of SCI, and create a spot for active, like, women in the outdoors. So whether these ladies are actually hunting or, there's so many women, friends of ours within the organization that travel with their husband. They take advantage of these extravagant lodges all over the world, while their husbands go out and do the hunting part. There's something for everybody in this industry, and you've done such a good job of sharing that message and creating a welcoming group of ladies at convention. It started all convention. Women Go Hunting is what we're talking about. For everybody to come, no matter what you hunt. Everybody in there is in their own little bubble, it seems like. But when we all get together, so fun to share stories.
Right. And the great thing is like I said, some women just stay at home and send the family off and love to enjoy the fresh game meat. Some women love to go do the photo session. Like you said, some women love to travel and see the world. So there's just so many different types of hunting lifestyles. Some women are married to an outfitter and they do all the paperwork. They manage the business and they never go out in the field. So I practice calling every woman that does this on any level a hunter. It's not just at the end of the day who made the final shot. It involves every aspect. And I also am a true believer in the more we as women share our perspective and our joy of the hunting lifestyle at whatever part of the activity we do it, we can change everything. Our voices need to be heard.
And you are such a trailblazer for us. So thank you for giving us a place to meet. So I want to rewind 2 years ago when you launched the first which we talk about Women Go Hunting. That is the Saturday morning, 9:00, 2-hour shindig at convention where all the ladies come together and we just have a mingle. It's called the Mix and Mingle because that's exactly what we do. And we celebrate each other, and it is the most energy I've ever had in one room. And it is so much fun. They literally are kicking us out. Like when the event ends, we just move it out into the hall and back onto the show floor. But we started 2 years ago when the theme for convention was Women Go Hunting. Nobody understood, hey, like this is a brand new thing that's going to happen forever. I don't even know if you knew that it would take on like it did.
Claire had myself and the few ladies that started early on with me. We were just kind of thinking, man, if we can get 50 women to show up, it's like, man, that'd be great. Between the 3 or 4 of us, we can get 50 women. We had 200 that first year and we were a little bit overwhelmed. So then it gave us a chance to back out, regroup. This year, we more than doubled that number. And the joy about that room, you're right, Anna, is truly the women are just meeting different women in different aspects of the hunting world, from PHs to outfitters to guys to Dianas to women that actually physically work at SCI, lawyers that are making a difference. We didn't know there were that many women in that many arenas there to make a difference. And that, I'm with you. It always ends a little early, but what a great time we have. And I'm hoping the women are staying in touch throughout the year with each other so we can share our stories all year long.
Yeah, and I've been involved with so many different women's organizations within other orgs. You know, they'll have, a ladies group, but everybody's the same. And this was the first time, and it's intimidating. Like the first event I went to, I brought JC with me. She was in a different booth working, and I went to Chris and I said, I'm stealing her for the next 2 hours. She's got to go to this organization, like to this party with me. And so this year I couldn't wait to get there. Everybody, like, we get there on Wednesday and we're like, man, I can't wait till Saturday morning. And it was so much fun to just strike up a conversation with a lady at a booth or at the bar where everybody mingles at the main bar and say, listen, this is my cell phone number. Don't come alone. 9:00 Saturday morning. We can meet somewhere. We're going to this thing. You don't want to miss it. And I know I gave my number out to 20 strange ladies. It was like, we're all going to be there. And it was so cool to see everybody show up and have a good time and make new friends.
And the coolest thing to me about it, look, I'm a mom of 4 boys. I love hunting with my boys and my husband. But the truth is, a lot of women need what I'm going to call a safe, comfortable space to share their hunting questions, stories with other women. And I think that has been the biggest surprise to me, is how many women needed that space to say, hey, Anna, I want to be a wing shooter. Can I talk to you about this without my husband or my boyfriend helping me figure out what I think I might need to know? So I think that's been the great thing, is we've given women a chance to ask their questions from a woman's perspective. And it's been, I think, pretty exciting.
It's been super exciting. So the new thing that you added this year was actually having a booth on the floor. And it was the perfect location. The backdrop was, I don't know, it seemed like hundreds of pictures of women with their, I don't know if I used the wrong terminology. I'm happy to have a trophy pick. I'm not going to shy away from that. You put a lot of hard-earned money and a lot of time and sweat and tears into making that happen. So those pictures are extremely important. And to have that wall with all those smiles, women all over the world, right, it was a showstopper. And I worked many hours at the booth with you guys. And I had to say, like, what blew my mind the most was how many men stopped there and said, this is so cool. What is going on? How do I get my wife more involved? How do I make sure that my daughter stays interested in this? Yeah, it was like men stopping by themselves. It was really amazing to be welcoming to the ladies at the event, but then to have so much interaction at the booth.
Well, you're right. That was, who knew? Who knew doing photos for ladies could be that exciting? So, and PHs would roam by looking for or outfitters looking for their women. So, I think next year, we kind of struggled actually to get pictures this year because some of the women, I think, were a little shy. I think next year we're going to have a flood of pictures. Yeah. And I feel like the women were excited to say, there really is a space for me here. In fact, they're so concerned about my need to be included, we're willing to send a picture in and share your picture with everyone else. I think the ladies loved it. I know the husbands were very, very, very welcoming, and they would come find their pictures of their wives and then go find their wife and say, honey, I found you.
Oh, you got to see this. Yeah. Okay. So not only that, there's so much going on, that's happened within just 12 months. It was like having that first year. We talked like every 2 to 3 weeks, and not only were things snowballing for you guys within SCI to continue to build this force, but that was so contagious to my life and my personal direction that I jumped right back into full-blown ladies events and clinics and my monthly webinar, all because of how contagious Women Go Hunting was at SCI convention. It made me commit to something that I kind of put on the back burner.
Oh, well, thank you, Anna. That's so nice, because I lovingly say my children are 45 and under. We need to reach out to the younger ladies and welcome them and embrace them and encourage them. It doesn't matter where you want to start or how you want to start. You want to be a wing shooter, you want to be a big game shooter. It doesn't matter. You want to just travel and see the world. I just want them to know they're welcome. And I think another event we did that helped include the ladies was our 100 Woman Challenge. We encouraged the women to start putting their animals in the record book. We had a phenomenal turnout, and I'd have ladies text me and say, well, I've only shot deer in whatever their home state is. I'm like, it counts. Every part of your hunting lifestyle counts.
I love winning trophies. Like that was the thing with me being a competition shooter. Is like, I love them because I've decorated my house with it, and it reminds me every single day I can do hard things, right? So I can take a challenge and I can achieve it. So when I found out about the world record book, holy smokes, I was like, this is an endless list of challenges, right? And then you don't have to come up with it. You don't have to plan for it. It's all mapped out for you. And so I was so geeked up. Laird was actually on a hunt with us in California, and I think I got like 5 species in 2 days, and I was so excited. I was like, we have to do a video right now. This is so exciting. And I thought that I'd really racked up until I saw the numbers, but the ladies did take that so serious, and it was fun. It was like hunter bingo or something. I don't know. It was just like a good time texting everybody and being like, I got another one. I got another one. And I'd never thought about entering anything into the record book.
I do feel like the women have felt like hunting is more a guy's game. I don't need to be counted. That's not true. One of the things I love about hunting, actually I found there's many things I love about it, but one of them is it doesn't matter your age or your sex. There is a way for everyone that wants to be in the field to get into the field. And so I think I've bowled professionally. I've run marathons. I've done all that with my kids. The one area
I love your bowling stories.
But the one area where I am always an equal player is hunting. It doesn't matter if I'm as strong as they are. It has nothing to do with your physical strength or how fast you can run. It just has to do with your desire and where you want to go and how you want to attack the game.
So we talk about this a lot in private conversations about, where does your boldness come from and why do you feel like you can conquer the world? And I think that your story and the example that you guys have is so special.
So it comes from my husband.
Yeah.
It comes from him saying, there's not anything you can't do, honey. I married this guy that was an adventurer. We were both outdoorsy. And as we were raising these kids, he said, we're going to do adventures and you need to come along and play as hard as you can. And just the fact that he believed in me and said, sons, take mom to do that. I don't have to go with you. By the time I was 35, I thought, whatever the guys are doing, I can play just as well. And it's an ongoing theme in our life now. And so I'm enjoying hunting with my grown sons and their children. And my grandsons still are so cute. You're like, Gigi, you're the most fun to sit with in the deer blind. I'm like, I know, because I'm so
yeah, because you're the best snack.
And I don't care if you talk and dick around and play I don't care. You don't have to be serious. You can do whatever you want. It's your hunt. So, one of
my favorite things, like when we first started talking, it was like, you said, yeah, all my husband's buddies will be like, oh, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Are you going to go? And he says, yes, Denise and I will be there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Brian is always +1. He is always
Yeah.
+1. So, our friendship and our passion for the outdoors was part of what brought us together. And so in our older age, that's what we're going to go out playing as hard as we can in the great outdoors.
Well, I know that you come to the ladies event solo, but that principle and how you guys communicate about each other is very influential in our group. And I want to recognize that and let people know that you guys are definitely the standard for anyone that wants to be a worldwide hunter. But you guys also have some massive couple goals.
Well, listen, the great thing about traveling the world with your partner, your life partner, is the stories are shared. We get home and our memories are shared, our photos are shared. If you ask one of us, what's your top favorite 5 hunts? You can go ask the other one. We're almost always in sync. So just sharing that is unbelievably great.
Well, that's great. I love it. Well, getting back to the Women Go Hunting, I forgot that there's so many other things that are going on. There's a Facebook group now that is staying pretty active with new members coming in and their hunts. They're posting about their hunts, or they're asking for advice, or they want to go somewhere and they're asking if anybody is in that local area or if they want to go with them. It's been a really cool community pop up.
It is a very nice community for ladies to jump into. And then also we're loving the stories, all those stories that the ladies are sending in. I love it.
Those are, and those come out monthly.
Right.
In print. Yeah.
But in
Safari Times, aren't they always in Safari Times?
Yeah. And they're also on the SCI webpage. So if we're a lot of almost weekly, they have a lady story. So we're always encouraging ladies to share their stories so everyone can see we all get here different ways. Some of us start as adults, some of us start as little kids, some of us don't even start. I have a few lady friends that didn't start till they were in their 50s. You're never old to start.
You have to remind me this. Our first Women Go Hunting Mix and Mingle, I was standing there with Miss Mary Cabela's, and there was another lady with her.
Audrey Mertlin.
Yes, and JC asked her, so how did you get started? And she said, well, I was traveling with my husband, and we were in Africa, and I went out there to watch him, and they were going to cull some.
They needed game meat for the...
Yeah, they needed game meat, exactly. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to do it. And they said, well, we have to feed the community. And she says, well, if somebody has to do it, it might as well be me. And she said that she just added on, I don't remember, it could have been 10 more animals before she left, but she said it turned her loose.
Exactly.
Because she connected with the meaning and the purpose behind why they were there.
And Anna, that's a story that men know it, but they never tell it as well. As a mom and a wife, I think most women feel compelled to talk about how when we go hunt anywhere, even in the States, look how many people donate their deer every year in the States. We just don't do a good job of saying, we're not just hunters. We're trying to actually support the ecosystem so these animals can thrive. We're supporting communities and we're feeding people. And as hunters, we're really terrible at kind of tooting our own horn in the positive things that come from our adventures.
Well, somebody in our group, I think, is starting to do an amazing job with that, is Britt Longoria. Her stories, I think they're still up within the last 24 hours. She made examples of sharing about the importance of hunting without just throwing out statistics, because that can be so overwhelming. And then, of course, we're all huge fans of Robbie at Blood Origins, and in the way that he's told hunting stories of hunters and non-hunters across the world.
Right.
And it is important because I get on a hike. Like I told you, I like winning the trophies and stuff, and it's been so fun, but that's what got me into it. Competition is what got me into bird hunting. And so that'll always be a thing that gets my blood flowing. I'm always going to wish I could run those hunting tournaments and get all geeked up with my dogs. But I have, because of the influence of SCI, decided that I want to branch out of my bubble and see more.
Well, and so with SCI, you can do, not only do you have record book just for cataloging your animals, you have different awards programs, which once you get started doing that, it's taken Brian and I to places in the world we didn't even know you wanted to go there and shoot anything, or that you could. So we're seeing places around the world that are amazing through a hunter's the journey.
That is so great.
It's a lot.
Okay, so where do you want to take this in the next 5 years?
You know what? God has been so wonderfully kind to my husband and myself. We are living a dream we didn't know was our dream. So we're just following where he leads us. He just plants great ideas, introduces us to great people, and we go where we're supposed to go. We're following God's plan.
Well, what about with when we go hunting?
Oh my goodness, same thing. I thought I was going to talk about women, one little show, and here we are. We officially, that's what, like Anna was saying, we have the Mix and Mingle. We've got our Facebook page now. We are looking to expand a little more in our booth area. I'm hoping this year at the show, we have a few more exciting things that a couple of us are working on to see how else we can get women engaged.
Well, and it takes all of us to bring in our niche, right? And help you, because you're only one person. Like,
right.
All you, Miss Barbara, can do just to keep the print and the announcements going. So for me, there were so many women, like you said, that were like, man, I would love to figure out how to get involved in wing shooting. So I've put together 2 clinics for the summer. We're looking at a 3rd and 4th date right now. And then we're going to have a quail, a goose, and a duck hunt this season. And it's always going to be about SCI, because if it weren't for SCI, we wouldn't still be doing this. And we can't, we just can't leave it out.
Well, and I think what you're doing, Anna, is saying to the ladies, please come play. You're welcome. And it's just as much fun as the guys act like it is for them. So, and I don't know that women like I love hunting with my husband. I don't know that all women want to be in that same maybe competitive space with their husband as a newer hunter. So to all you ladies that are saying we're going to form little different areas and groups for ladies to come shoot and hunt with other women and get comfortable, that's a giant step forward.
Well, and all the places that I've scheduled have been or they're owned and ran by people that have celebrated me and cheered me on since I started.
There you go.
And I just podcasted like 3 days ago with Brad Arrington down in at Mossy Pond. That's where Littles is getting trained. And Brad has been an influence in my life and in my career since I started. And during that podcast, he said something that was so interesting. They're known for training the highest level of hunt test dogs. Of course, they do hunting dogs, but like they have proven genetics and titles, they're top of their game. And he said, referring to their personal dog and his wife and the things that he's seen personally, that the dogs respond to women better. They just run for women better. Like they just have this heart for women. And it got brought up because he and his family were out of town. And so their personal dog was at the kennel a couple of weeks ago. Tater and I were down there. I keep going because they got my dog. But Tater ran their dog and he did perfect. And I was a little concerned because he's trained at such a high level. He's accomplished really high things. He's got a big motor and he's always ran by guys in the field, right? And I didn't realize that Miss Ellen had so much involvement with him at home and that relationship that she had with him. And he was perfect for Hallie. Absolutely perfect.
That's awesome.
So he brought all that up and I'm like, I've never heard that from any other trainer, but I know he knows what he's talking about. And so I'm going to run with it.
I would. And so what you just said, though, led me to think about this. So if you ask most PHs or outfitters and you're out in the field with your husband or your boys, they will almost randomly say they all prefer the women because we're not as crazy. We're calm. We listen to what they tell us to do. And we usually shoot better because we don't ever try to get ahead of the curve. So women are finding.
Yeah, there are very few women out there showboating.
Yeah, women are finding space in the outdoors.
Yeah.
So most PHs are very encouraging to women. Like you said, your dog guy loves what the women are doing. How many men do we have supporting women? A lot. It's
so many. And that's the thing is like, when I see a female, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when I was down there, for instance, they had a client there and she had her first dog, gorgeous golden retriever. She had really no idea what that dog's potential was. Now, I don't know if that dog could be like a champion or whatever, but I'm just saying the involvement that she could have with a dog, all the dog games, all the hunting opportunities, all those things. She just knew she had this crazy puppy at home that needed some manners, and she went to Mossy Pond because she trusted a recommendation.
Yeah.
And so she stayed with us, and we put a shotgun in her hand. She started shooting with us. We took her on a boat ride into the flooded timber and showed her what a duck blind looked like. And it's not hunting season down there, but we took her through the quail fields. Like when we showed her, there were some pheasants out there that we got to show her, but it's starting to be farming season down there, so the fields have been cut. But so from the outside, it seems so intimidating.
Right.
But we're not really treated like women, or I'm not. I get treated just like a hunter. And we talk about that all the time. It's like, yeah, we want a safe space for women because we need to get them involved. Once you're involved, like, everybody's the same and everybody's accepted if you're in the right crowd.
Well, and the biggest thing for most people is just wrapping their brain around being outside, just getting outdoors. And I think if you get outdoors and you love nature and you see all it has, I mean, getting out in nature is not like being in the city. So to a lot of people, they're like, oh, there's nothing going on around here. No, get out of the cities, get outside, get in the outdoors, see what God has to offer out there, and you can do anything you want. There's opportunities everywhere. And Anna, people like you, Anna, are sharing how to get outside, and that's huge.
Oh my gosh, I gave Jim Shockey heck last weekend. We were at his event. It's here in Georgia at Barnsley Gardens. He does the Jim Shockey Classic with Freedom Hunters. It's an amazing event. I don't know how many years he's been doing it, but Freedom Hunters is a group of veterans that they take hunting. Mm-hmm. And, it's pretty simple. They have a great 2 days of event, which is usually just a golf tournament. But when they moved to Barnsley, there's a shooting course there. And I've shot there for many years. So I felt right at home. And we got up on the day that we were having to go to the sporting clay course, and I had my dogs with me, and the sun was coming up, and I had the dogs out there, and somebody across the field, I couldn't see. I mean, it was far away, but their dogs were just barking. And then I hear the gobblers hammering back, and it's turkey season right here in Georgia, like thick. Everybody, you can't go anywhere without people talking about turkey hunting. The gobblers were going off on the dogs and all that stuff, and then before I could get in, then the geese were flying over and honking at me. And I'm like, I really got to go shoot clays with all this stuff going on. Birds. Yeah. And I think about if people aren't accustomed to hearing that, do they even hear it? Or is it just noise?
It's a good question. It might just be noise to them.
Because my heart was thumping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a turkey over there. And then I thought, how many people just go and get in their vehicle in the morning and leave and don't even pay attention?
A lot. I think a lot. So I tell people all the time too, I know my day started when I'm in the field, when the first bird chirps. I'm like, oh, everything's up now. You don't get to learn that home in the city. When you're out in nature, you can get up and be in the dark and you think nothing's going on. And then as soon as you hear that first chirp, you perk up and you're like, okay, everybody's.
The sunrises that I've seen across the country, like, there's nothing like pits in California in the rice fields. It's incredible. So incredible. And I'd say Kansas has probably the best sunsets.
Well, what I've learned traveling the world is sunrises and sunsets around the world are so amazingly different.
Mm-hmm.
You need to travel and see as many as you can. So,
I'm ready.
And hunting is a great way to do it.
Well, I think you do such an amazing job. I hope you feel appreciated and celebrated every single day with our SCI family. Because I don't even know if I would be going down this journey. And I have sat and worked with my marketing manager. We literally have endless set of goals. Like, I could do this for the rest of my life and not achieve everything that we've put on paper.
Well, thank you for that little compliment there. A big compliment. Actually, it's a big compliment for the little bit that I did. All I did was chat with you about what a great hunter you are.
You just bring all these amazing women together that want to keep coming. So I just got to keep putting stuff together, And that's, I lovingly say there's a group behind me that works hard.
I feel like I'm kind of the point nose person on this just because they needed a face. And I happen to be the one that goes, let's celebrate women. The people behind me, the women like you that are inspiring and being influencers, none of this would happen without all these voices. So,
Oh, and it's just a room full of the most humble, successful women. Like they're super successful, and you would never know it. Like you got to pry their personal achievements out of them, because everybody just wants to talk about their hunts or their traveling or their dogs.
yeah. Or how we got started.
That's been a big one.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here, and I hope that we do this again in 6 months and get the big update of what's next and the convention announcements, and especially if we end up doing another competition. We got to keep that word spinning.
We are definitely looking at doing the 100 Women Challenge again. We have some things in the works that we're hoping. Yeah, I hope by October we have some really great things that we've got organized and structured, and we're definitely going to be in our booth again.
And we didn't even talk about the amazing raffle items we had.
Yeah, we're going to do raffle again.
Raffle items every single day
mm-hmm.
at the Women Go Hunting booth.
And mix and mingle, we have giveaway items, little cute shirts and hats and things. So, yeah, it's just a great place for ladies to feel like they are part of this community, because we are at least working on being half the community. That's our goal.
Well, I could really tell the numbers increased from first year in Nashville to this past year.
And there were more ladies walking the floor each day, I think.
Oh, yeah. And the floor at SCI Convention is more catered to women than any other show that I've been to.
That's a good news item.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. The shopping is endless.
So for me to shop for my house, I'm like, got to get to the SCI show this year. I might need a new something. I can always find a chair, something I need, right?
Yes. Yeah. There's something for everybody, from accessories to home furnishings to, the bronzes there are, that guy that has his booth is probably my favorite.
Amazing. There's a lot of beautiful artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Well, I can't wait. I will keep you posted on all of the hunts coming up so that we get the ladies in the outdoors.
Yep. And we will
give them opportunity.
We will reach out to you, and we know exactly where, what, and how, all the great things we have planned for Nashville in 2024.
So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to be part of it.
24, right? It's 25 next year.
25. Yeah. So if you're listening, you want to jump right in with Women Go Hunting, feel free to message me directly, and I can get you in touch with anybody on Miss Denise's committee that would fulfill your interests.
Can do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I look forward to next time.
Thanks, Anna.
The dawn's finally breaking as I leave this sleepy town. The sun is slowly rising and the fog is on the ground.